Everyone thinks because you're a zombie, you don't know good coffee. Well, they're wrong. There's only one brew that gets my seal of approval. Deadly Grounds coffee is my guilty pleasure. The aroma is so intoxicating. It brings all of my neighbors out of the woodwork. Deadly Grounds coffee. Coffee to die for and zombie approved. It's good to get a little deadly. Use the front door! Oh, they're so disgusting.
Hey everybody, it's Tuesday. Time for another Live Wicked Horror Show. No guest this week, just Tony and I. Going to be talking about some horror news, play a couple trailers and whatnot, talk about some stuff in general. But yeah, so welcome, Tony.
What is going on, people?
And we have a cool guest, a cool couple of guests next week that returning. It's been a while since we've had them on, so I'm excited about that. But I did grab a couple trailers, and one of the things that I wanted to talk about, I sent a link to you guys, and I sent it to Angel like on his own as well. But it was some Shudder, not Shudder. Jeez, we talk about Tubi all the time, so it was like some Tubi originals and stuff that looked really cool. Just real quick, Sergio's in the chat saying what's up. And before the show started, Jamie Hill was in the chat. I don't think she's maybe she's there still. But what's up, Jamie? We haven't heard from you in a bit. Your name comes up a lot, so that's cool.
She always actually joins whenever I do my lives on TikTok.
Oh, yeah?
She'll pop in, and I always have to mention Skinamarink, of course. So.
Oh, totally. Yeah, we just had we had a conversation about Skinamarink with one of the
last week.
Yeah, last week. He was talking about how like, horror is kind of like some people are just stuck in their ways and they don't want to give different horror a chance, and stuff like that. And it's we talked about Skinamarink and how it's good, but people just have to give it a chance and like try something different kind of deal, But have you checked out anything recently that's tickled your fancy?
Recently, not too much, just because I really haven't been. Not that I don't have time, but usually by the time I go to watch something, it's late night, and then I don't like putting anything new on. So lately, not really. I've been hearing inklings about certain things, and then trying to book the show. There's a few movies that I'm interested in. But lately myself, I haven't been watching anything. I'll bring up something later on that I think everybody, for me, I'm excited for, but that's later on after.
Is it the video game that's coming out?
Well, I've been waiting for that for like 3 years if we're talking about the same video game. But Monster Mania.
Oh, okay. All right. We can
March, so.
Let me see. I'm just trying to get this page to load.
Killer
and I also have
Outer Space.
Yeah.
The video game looks awesome, but supposedly it was supposed to come out like the end of 2022. Then something happened with, I guess they changed companies or whatever, like makers, and then it was supposed to come out late 2023, which didn't happen. So hopefully soon. It looks awesome. So I'm excited for that.
But also, like, I believe it's something that you have to have, like one of the newest, like, kind of systems to play it, or like a really good computer. And I ain't got none of those. So
I got the Xbox One, but I know there's something after that. It's special. I'm like, my video game days are over, as what I used to do. I'll play it recreationally now, but
yeah. For some reason, this isn't letting me scroll. It's the 10 best Tubi original horror movies, but for some reason, I have to keep refreshing it. But let me see if I can. I'm uploading another trailer because I grabbed a trailer for a movie that we had a guest on. We've had him on numerous times in the past. That may be why I'm a little choppy right now. But also there's a werewolf movie that's going to be coming out that looks really cool. Let me see.
Now, is this a Tubi original or is just
These are Tubi. Well, no, Blackout one that I was talking about. That's not a Tubi original, but I checked out one of the movies on the Tubi original thing, and it was pretty good. It was very, let me think. What's the word? It was kind of lower budget House of a Thousand Corpses, but not really.
Okay.
I don't know. And for some reason, it didn't happen last time, but for some reason, I'm not able to hear you again. So hopefully that changes. Anyways.
Dum, dum.
Let me see. You say something?
I did.
You said, yeah, I can't hear you. So anyways, that's fun. But while I'm waiting to hear him again, so I grabbed a couple of, that's not the right one. I grabbed some stuff from Bloody Disgusting, and there's a few things that I've been kind of opinionated on over the years. And, it's one of those things where, I don't know, I'm a lot of people are anti PG-13 horror movie. And in my opinion, that's where a lot of the actual suspense and stuff is. So, I ain't about that. So on Bloody Disgusting, they have a 5 genuinely scary PG-13 horror movies to stream this week. And I'm going to see if I can save that. I mean, not save it, share that. Share screen. I can hear you again, by the way.
Okay.
I believe.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
All right. So 5 genuinely scary PG-13 horror movies to stream this week. So, I mean,
The Ring.
Yeah, well, Dark Water, which I haven't seen, but I've heard
Jennifer Connelly one.
Yeah, I guess it's on Screenbox, Arrow, Fandor, Canopy, like all these different streaming services. Have you seen it?
I think it's the one I saw. I think it's a American reboot. So
Okay.
I think that probably maybe they're talking about the original one because
Yes.
the other one was all
And
right.
Behind Ringu and Ringu 2, so it must be Japanese.
Yeah.
It's a long-haired ghost story. Only this time the scares are set against a family drama that'll leave you reaching for the Kleenex. So that's something. So I haven't checked that out. I've definitely heard of it. Then there's The Ring. This is the remake.
Japanese version.
No, it's the original. I mean, like the remake of The Ring. I actually prefer Ringu because there's actually more story behind the girl.
But is that rated PG-13?
I don't know. I don't know. I
have it in my collection.
Yeah, I think it might be PG-13. I'm not sure. But yeah, there's a lot to that franchise, way more than they did in the US, which is good, I think. But yeah, either way, The Ring, I saw The Ring before I saw Ringu, and The Ring made me search out the original, so I enjoyed it. Crawling out of TVs is never fun, right? Tourist Trap, which is on AMC Plus, Freevee, Pluto TV, Roku channel, Shudder, and Tubi, so you can watch that on Tubi.
That's Full Moon, right?
I think so. Group of friends. Let me see. It's actually PG, not PG-13. Since it was released before the advent of PG-13 in 1984. So I'm not sure, but oh, nice. So you've seen that one, I'm assuming.
Yep.
All right. So you think it's a solid movie?
I mean, it has that like vibe of like, even though it's not dolls, but it has the
creepy mask,
creepy mask, dressing up kind of deal. I mean, would I put it at a top 5? I don't think so.
Yeah.
But I
But
mean, it holds its
this is
own.
like the top 5 that are easily streaming right now. Like,
Okay,
is what they're talking about. Then there's Under the Shadow. It's on Hoopla and it's on Netflix. I'm not sure what Hoopla is.
I've never heard of that either.
Feature debuting, giving a compelling spin on the Bijin. I don't know what that is. Set in a war-torn something. I don't know. These are all words I don't know.
Jin is like a demon type deal. I believe it's like Japan because they do have a couple movies about the what is it DJINN.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. It's on Netflix, so I should probably check that out. The Woman in Black. That's the one I recommend to everyone. It's anti. I like this one a lot. It gives you that very uneasy feeling. Plus, it's got Harry Potter in it.
Exactly. The first one I like. The second one is like not.
I haven't even seen the second one.
It's like dark. Like the way it was shot is just like dark. I don't mean it's like the plot or anything is dark. It's just like weird. It's like I'm probably gonna have to watch it again, but I remember not liking it as much as the.
Is he in the second one?
No, not that I remember.
It's actually someone else from Harry Potter, like one of the lesser known characters. There's some dude that was in the background in Harry Potter. So the director James Watkins also made Eden Lake and the upcoming Speak No Evil remake. Who made this one? But yeah, it's this one. It's got that whole uneasy, like when in Silence of the Lamb, where they're in the Lambs when they're trying to catch Buffalo Bill and they're going to the wrong house. Like it's got that kind of feeling, like a lot in this movie. So that uneasy feeling, I like it a lot. So I recommend that one. But yeah, is there any besides that on the list that you've seen that you think deserve it?
Well, like ones that are like what do you want to call it? Scary. Not so much. More what do we have? Slaughterhouse.
Yes.
So Slaughterhouse was fun.
It
wasn't scary or anything, but it was
generally scary, is what it's saying. 5 genuinely scary movies.
Now, I honestly don't know. I'd have to look to see which one would be PG-13, because when I watch something, I'm not really watching for the rating anymore.
Yeah,
maybe when I was younger, it's like, okay, what
when you're a kid, you're just like, I want to see the craziest stuff, so I don't want to see PG-13.
So now it's just like I watch it, and then I really don't check. So that I'd have to hold off on and like go through and be like, oh, okay, I didn't realize that was a little bit lower of a rating.
Yeah. One of the other stories I pulled up, and I was gonna grab the trailer, but then I realized the trailer was very too current and scary, in my opinion. Have you seen anything about the new A24 film that's coming out called Civil War?
Is that the one with where it's like California versus? It's California and Texas,
the southern states, like Florida, everything southern states versus the rest of the country.
Yeah, but I think I know exactly what it is, but I think they say in that one, which makes no sense, is like Texas and California.
It's Texas, together. Southern California, Florida, like southern states, but it's Southern California.
Okay.
So it's not all of California.
I saw the trailer for that, and that one looks pretty interesting. And it's like
it does, but it's also very scary because it's just basically showing another civil war. But now with technology the way it is, with the weapons we have, we're destroying the country in this one, And it's just like, oh crap, because that kind of is, it is a lot of the southern states are very like, they're trying to do their own thing. They're allowing like, I don't know if you've seen recently, but there's been like Nazi rallies in 2 southern states recently, and it's like that's crazy, and they're like just letting it happen, I'm like, that is insane. But obviously we don't want to go into politics or anything like that, but it's just Nick Offerman is in it, and I love Nick Offerman, but it's also weird to see him in something that's serious. Like it was very weird to see him in Last of Us, But I was gonna pull the trailer, but I decided not to because I'm like, it's too, you know, I don't even know if I want to see this one at the theater because it's, I don't know.
Because as crazy as it is, it's in the realm of possibility. So
Right.
it's one of
Exactly.
those things where it's like
Is
maybe
this a documentary?
years, maybe years ago it would have been, oh my god, this is so far fetched. But
Yeah, like Independence Day,
mm,
like I don't know. I guess in 2027, they're supposed to release all the information about what we know about like Alien. So uh Wolfie's in the chat asking what movie. I'm talking about Civil War, the A24 movie that's going to be coming out on April 12th, and it's going to get like a IMAX release and everything. But the so in 2027 they're supposed to unlock every file that's known about anything super, like not supernatural, but like alien.
mm. So like
And so it's just
Area
like
57 and stuff.
51 through
51,
57.
57.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
new one,
So
the new
57 is what you're talking about. You're talking about
Area 51 through 57, all 5 or 6 of them.
My Life is Pain is in the chat saying, "Sup guys, I joined late." So that's okay. We don't have any guests tonight. We're just talking horror news and stuff. We just touched on a few things, nothing crazy. Sergio's asking if we see The Ring as a horror. Yes, I do.
Mm.
It's PG-13, but it's still a horror movie. Like there's still, it's got scary elements. There you go. It's horror. Area 57 in the Hines Desert. Yeah. Uh, yeah, just like it's Area 51, but all the aliens are just like trying to get ketchup out of a bottle. But yeah. So again, I was gonna pull the trailer for Civil War, but it hits too close to home right now. So I don't want to. I didn't want to. Plus, I also don't want to get like any kind of like, hey, you don't have the right to play this. So the stuff I grabbed, which one of them I think Wolfie would be interested in, it's because it's a werewolf movie. Our lower budget stuff that I don't think they would be like, hey, you're not supposed to play this.
They'll probably be like, thank you for at least getting
Yeah,
5
exactly.
more eyes on it.
Exactly. 5, please. So yeah, if you're curious about Civil War, not the actual fighting another Civil War, but the movie, just do a search A24 Civil War trailer and you'll see it. It looks really interesting, but it also is kind of like, oof.
Plus, with A24, like they have their, depends on who the director is, of course, but they have their style. Like they have a lot of movies that I definitely enjoy.
It's Alex Garland. He was the director of Ex Machina, Annihilation, and Men.
Men is weird as shit.
I haven't seen Men.
That is
Ex Machina.
Ex Machina was really good.
I can't hear you guys. Keep talking.
Ex Machina is. I'm not a sci-fi person myself,
sorry,
but it definitely is a weird one. And Men is definitely the weirdest movie.
Anyways, do sign language. Don't offend anybody. Hey, don't use that kind of talk in this house. Yeah, it's like Kirsten Dunst in it. Kaylee Spaney, whoever that is. Wagner, Mora, Stephen McKinley Henderson, and Nick Offerman. Sans mustache Nick Offerman too, which is always weird. Seen without a mustache. Solid PG-13 horror movie coming soon. Attack of the Meth Gator. Yes, obviously Attack of the Meth Gator. We all know that. We had you on last week.
Is it PG-13
of the Meth Gator soon? When is that coming out? By chance, did he say that last week? I can hear you now, Tony.
Oh, I don't think so.
Oh, well, if you know,
he said that it got released overseas and it's
that's
really
right.
good in Australia, but I don't remember when he said it was going to come back to over here.
Oh, March 25th, he thinks. Okay. But Wolfie's saying that he watched Exorcist Believer and thought it was pretty good. Is that on that list of the Tubi movies? I think it was. Maybe, or is that the new Exorcist?
That's a new Exorcist. I was
Oh,
gonna say
okay.
it can't be a
Yeah, I've
2D
heard mixed
original.
things about that. So the only movie I watched on that list that I sent out to you guys was the one that was number one. It was Where the Devil Roams, and it was pretty interesting. It was good. But yeah, for some reason it's not. Let me see if I can open it up on my phone and read off the whatchamacallit, because it's not letting me do it on my computer. Hey computer, stop all the downloading. You know what that's from?
No.
Remember those fake GI Joe PSAs that came out years ago? GI Joe.
Mhm.
All right. All right. All right. So it starts with number 10 is Terror Train 2022. In this remake of the 1980 slasher starring Jamie Lee Curtis, Terror Train is about a group of college seniors who hop on board a Halloween-themed train for a fun time and end up becoming prey to a killer in a clown mask. Chaos ensues, and everyone is pretty much in a mask, so finding the killer may be kind of tough. I didn't realize that was a Tubi original. And it says, ignore the Rotten Tomatoes score because it got an 8% on Rotten Tomatoes. But that's probably people that are like, hey, it's not the original.
Well, that's what. Yeah, I mean, the original was all right, but it's probably one of those things where it's people are expecting it to be exactly or whatever like the original. So
And then there's another one, Titanic 666, which came out in 2022, directed by Nick Lyon. Titanic 666 is about the new modern version of the ill-fated ship that makes its way out to the site where it sank in the ocean 110 years earlier. And what do you think happens from there? Well, dark forces from deep begin to show up on the new ship, threatening the lives of all who are on it. That sounds interesting. There's one called Toe.
with Kane Hodder, that was the one I was gonna try to find probably out of all of them, just because everything that I see from Kane Hodder,
Yeah,
I love. So
yeah, he's Kane. He's great. Toe explores the trauma of twin sisters who survived an attack years earlier by a large, menacing serial killer clown as the mechanic, Kane Hodder. They think they have some closure due to the killer's execution. However, their minds are still plagued by him, leading the killer to re-enter their lives. And Kane Hodder's the man. So, Requiem for a Scream from 2022. It's a fun slasher about a killer who's trying to use the screams of his victims to create his own little piece of art. The killer, named Caleb, roams the halls of an old cabin where a group of teenagers is hanging out, doing drugs, and watching Night of the Living Dead, waiting to pick them all off one by one. So that sounds fun too. Then there's a Trap House. Takes a slang term for a place where drugs are sold and turns it into a torture chamber. It follows a police detective whose drug-addicted brother is murdered in one, and he learns it was the drugs that killed him. It wasn't the drugs that actually killed him. It was the actual traps set by the people who run the place. Kind of almost, the description almost seems Saw-ish to me.
yeah, there's a few actually. I mean, with
why didn't the creators of Saw think of this?
but it's one of those things where that like escape room kind of deals became big, because you had the escape room movies. Then it was man, I can't even think of the name.
Well, that one, this one came out in 2023, so this one isn't that old.
Extremities, I think it's called, where it was Dread Central, the Dread Present line. They had like a hardcore escape room kind of deal, or like that one was pretty intense.
Yeah. The next one is called Guess Who? And it's based off the board game. I'm just kidding. It's not. 2024. It's about a girl on the way to meet her boyfriend's family. Upon arrival, she learns of a very odd tradition in the neighborhood she grew up in. What seems odd, but settles into a friendly fun game soon turns into something deadly as a masked killer goes on the hunt in a neighborhood as and targets her. I don't know. Whatever. That's not the one I watched. Eradication from 2022. It's a zombie horror drama about the world after a virus has wiped out most of the human race. One man has immunity in his blood to keep him alive, but has to stay in the cabin that he's currently in for quarantine. However, he fears the safety of his loved ones. And it's a COVID-19 movie, basically. There's one called Black Mold. It's about a photographer who visits an abandoned building to take pictures, but there she faces the trauma that she has buried inside of her with a little like black mold. You'll see used the metaphor woven throughout the scares of the movie. All right. Bed Rest from 2022. It's about a woman who has struggled to start a family, but has at last become pregnant. After moving into her new home with her husband, she's ordered to have mandatory bed rest. As she lays there day in and day out, she starts to notice ghostly entities within her home. That actually sounds very familiar. I think someone may have mentioned this to me before. And then this is the one I watched, which I thought was very fun. Where the Devil Roams is one of the newest additions to Tubi. It follows a family of murderous sideshow performers who are traveling all around the world on a low-down, dying carnival circuit. Do not think in boxes with this one. The Addams Family wants to open your mind a bit. So they're sideshow performers. So they tour with all these other sideshow performers, and they're trying to outdo each other kind of deal. And some of them have like their witching ways to do things. And it's like a matter of like stealing ideas from each other and to try to have like the top act. Like you go for an act that like no one even cares about to try to be the top act. And it was pretty cool. Really good acting, I thought. Really good practical effects.
So it's not like a freak show. It's more like a circus type deal.
But it is like a freak show at the same time. But it's like a traveling freak show, kind of deal. But yeah, it was done. I mean, the thing is, it's supposed to take place like a long time ago, and a lot of the cast are obviously more current people with like the tattoos and the gauges in their ears and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But it's dismissible. You know, you can dismiss that because it's done really well. The cinematography is really good. Everything about it I thought was really good. I mean, it's obviously low budget, but I thought they did really well with what they had. And I would say it's definitely worth a watch. That was the number one on the list, and that was the most recent addition according to them. So yeah, I would check that out. Where the Devil Roams.
I'll check out that one. Like I said, Toe was another one that when I just sent the thing, once I read Kane Hodder and stuff, I was like, definitely wanted to check that one out. But like I said, I didn't get too much time.
Yeah. So let me do this. I'm going to find the one for Crust. So we had Sean Whalen on not that long ago. They were trying, a couple months. They were trying to do the some more Indiegogo kind of fundraising stuff for Crust, and the movie was completed, and it was just recently picked up by Anchor Bay, which I thought was pretty cool because I think that was actually Anchor Bay was kind of out of the loop for a bit. So we learned last week that iconic label Anchor Bay Entertainment is coming back to life here in 2024, and founders Thomas Zambek and Brian Katz have announced this morning that they have acquired the North American rights to the horror comedy Crust, which will have its release later this year. So this is also the directorial debut of Sean Whalen, People Under the Stairs, who we've had on the show multiple times. He's been all over television and everything. It was, so there's Daniel Roebuck from Rob Zombie's The Munsters. He's also been in a bunch of other things. Rebecca Kennedy from Two Witches, Felissa Rose, who we've had on from Sleepaway Camp, Ricky Dean Logan from Back to the Future 2, and with Shantae Dalton from Detroiters, I love this show, and Alan Ruck from Succession. But he wasn't he also from Ferris Bueller's Day Off? Wasn't he the friend?
Believe so.
Yeah.
If Wolf is in the comments, he'll probably let us know.
Oh, but it's saying Anchor Bay. He's saying Anchor Bay is now owned by 2 Australians. So in 24, and the founders are saying that they've announced. So is Thomas Zambek and Brian Katz, are they Australian or are they different than the original people? Wolfie may know. But I did pull the trailer for Crust. So I do want to play that while Wolfie answers the questions. But yeah, so I'm going to play the trailer for Crust, and we'll be right back in about 2 minutes.
Tinseltown is attempting to reboot another 90s sitcom.
Randy Robbs is behind the reboot of A Baker's Dozen, but the whereabouts of his co-star Vegas are unknown.
Aren't you going to do that show?
Everybody who said they loved me and supported me left me alone as soon as that show ended.
It's our anniversary.
It's over! No more anniversaries!
Excuse me, Paul? I'm Neela, by the way. Take care of yourself. Because there are a few nice people who give a shit.
It just feels like I'm stuck here forever.
Vegas was finally located by a lucky phone filmmaker.
There is no sock monster!
Explain this.
It's a sock. What should I call you?
That's Crust for you.
I didn't realize it had a trailer. I'm excited
Yeah.
for that.
Yeah, I am too. I mean, I was excited to begin with. But yeah, a bunch of people we know are in it. I know Daniel John is in it. I think he was one of the producers and stuff in it too. There's a bunch of people that are in it. So I'm pretty psyched for him. And it's his directorial debut. That's awesome. For a guy who's been in the business and been like I bring it up all the time. Like he'll just pop up on every show. Like he's been on Scrubs. He's been on Superstore. He's been like in everything. He's been commercials. Like every once in a while I'll be on YouTube and there's just 80s and 90s commercials. And I'll just put it on just to have something on in the background. And sure enough, he's in a commercial for something, you know?
And because the second one is coming out, he was in the original Twister.
That's right. Now is it a second one or is it a reboot?
Well, it's called Twisters. So I'm guessing it's going to be a sequel. Because even though it looks exactly like when they brought out those the big machines that they had with the little things inside, it looked like a remake, but it's called Twisters. And they said multiple Twisters. So
we should call it Let's Twist Again and just have Chubby Checker and the Fat Boys in it. Chubby Checker and the Fat Boys. Sorry. You love that one?
What that version? Because you had the twist that was the original. And then you had Chubby Checker. Then you had Chubby Checker and the Fat Boys. Boop, 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 boop.
Yeah, how many of those guys are dead now? A lot.
2. There was only 3.
Plus Chubby Checker.
Okay.
Yeah.
4.
His hairpiece is still alive, though. Word on the streets is that his wig's still alive. So different. So Wolfie's saying different than the original people, and they're only getting the label name, not the catalog. Oh, well, that's whatever. So yeah, check out Crust when it comes out. It doesn't give a date, I don't believe, but keep an eye out for that. I'm sure we'll be talking about it again too. So yeah, that is that. And we have some other stuff too. I wanted to bring this up because it's this upcoming weekend. I know you're not in the area for it. And I know Wolfie's not in the area for it, but I know Wolfie probably knows about it because he follows these guys. So it came from the 508 and some other people, including Patsy and Ashes. They have their own production company now. They have podcasts on the same network as us, the Dorkening Podcast Network. They're producing short films now, and actually Ryan from That Strange Show, who's been on the show as well. He's in one of the shorts that's screening at this. It's a horror convention / film festival that's coming. It's going to be Sunday only in Worcester at the Mechanics Hall, which is if you're from New England at all or from Massachusetts, it is like a ridiculously like beautiful place. It's got like the best acoustics in like some of the best acoustics in the world, according to what I've read. Like people that like perform and record classical music will travel from all over the world to record their like albums there. And it's just it's a beautiful place. I've performed there, not to toot my own horn, but beep beep. But when I performed there, I was a child, and I did not care because I was a kid, and I was in the All City String Orchestra, and I was in the All State Symphony, and I played upright bass, and I just didn't care. So it would be I wouldn't even remember when we had shows. I would show up at school, and one of my guidance counselors, Mr. Crimmins, would be like, "What are you doing? You're supposed to be playing at Mechanics Hall today. Where's your stuff?" And I'm like, "Huh?" And I'm like, "I'm wearing a Megadeth t-shirt." And he was like, so he would have to drive me home to get my stuff, like my clothes. And then he would bring me to Mechanics Hall so I could play. But I can't hear you again. So I'm going to look up pictures of Mechanics Hall. Talk amongst yourself, Tony.
All right. Well, that's interesting. So when the sound does come back on, he mentioned the convention. I want to quickly touch on some of the people that are going to be at Monster Mania. For those of you who don't know, there's 3 major conventions in New Jersey. I'm sure if you've listened to us many a times, they've come up at least once, twice, 3, or 1,000 times. But there's one Monster Mania, which is the bigger of the 3. Then there was one that came up. It's New Jersey Horror Con, and then Chiller. So this, what is it, March 8th, 9th, and 10th, I believe.
I can hear you now. What were you talking about?
You mentioned a convention, so I mentioned Monster Mania.
Okay.
And then I was mentioning that there's 3 major ones in Jersey. And Monster Mania is probably the more, one of the bigger ones. Between Monster Mania and Chiller,
yeah,
Chiller gets a lot of people.
I enjoy Monster Mania more than Chiller, for sure.
Because Chiller has a little bit of everything. So sometimes it's just like, okay, like maybe there's like 5 people. But then Monster Mania, if I had the money, I'd probably get everyone. But this time I'm excited. Because throughout the year, I always check to see, okay, do I really want to go here, whatever. But one of my favorite people in a couple of my favorite movies, or at least one of my favorite movies, will be there, Warwick Davis. So I saw him on there.
What's funny is I was just watching a movie with my friend Mike. I think he was on the show once, Mike Mars. He's actually in a short a film that's playing at the festival as well. But I was watching a movie with him the other day, and it's extremely low budget. And I think it came out the same year as House of 1,000 Corpses. And there's a kill that is in it. It came out before though. There's a kill that is in it that is like exactly the same as House of 1,000 Corpses. But Warwick Davis is in it, and he's like this little dude. And his only like way that he kills people is he throws plates at them. Yeah. He has a little backpack and he just throws plates, and then he ran out of plates. So it's like, oh, what now? Yeah, it was pretty bad. I'll ask Mike what the name was, and because it's on Tubi and it's pretty bad. But I just want to show you this picture of Mechanics Hall. All right, this is it. So this is the place that this horror convention / short film movie, thing is going to be at. And just tell me if this is a place you would picture a horror convention at. It's going to be sick either way, but. That's pretty ridiculous, isn't it?
The room is huge for sure.
Yeah. It's going to be awesome. Yeah. So Chris is actually asking if we're going to Dead of Winter. I'm going to be at Dead of Winter. Tony is, he's going to be in New Jersey where he lives, but yeah, I'm going to be there. I know Angel from That Strange Show is going to be trying to be there. I know Mike Myers is going to be hopefully tagging along with me. You may know him as Dynamo or formerly Trick or Treat Radio. And I know Ryan and Mandy are going to be there. Yeah, a bunch of us are going to be there. So yeah, I'm assuming you're going to be there, Chris. Chris Deadmead, he's a regular at all the conventions. He does great interviews and stuff. He had a radio show for a while. But yeah, he's a good dude. Yeah, so we'll be there. I'm sure we'll see you. But yeah, that's what we're just talking about. And I was showing Mechanics Hall because it's beautiful there, and it's going to be interesting to see a horror convention there. But
so there are also some other big names, and that's a one thing for anybody that's listening or whatever in the Jersey area. Definitely check out Monster Mania in Cherry Hill. There's also going to be one in Baltimore, I think, in October.
Real quick, Wolfie's just saying, holy crap, Barbara Steele is going to be at Monster Mania. I wish I could be there. Start walking now.
So there's Sam Raimi is one of the headliners.
What?
Well, he's top on the list. So usually the headliners will be up top. So it says Sam Raimi's there. John Cleese, who I'm debating because I love Monty Python and stuff. Katie Seagal, who plays in Married with Children and Sons of Anarchy and stuff like that. Lynn Shay, McKenna Grace, who was in the recent Ghostbusters movie, and she was in Annabelle. John Lovitz is going to be there.
Oh, I just saw a funny video with him and Bill Burr. It was pretty great. I love John.
I loved his stuff.
Have him sign. Do you have the series of The Critic?
I do have it. Yep.
Yeah.
Dick Warlock is going to be there. They're having a little Children of the Corn get to whatever, like a
reunion,
anniversary reunion. John Franklin, Courtney Gaines, and John Philbin. Michael Ironside's going to be there. Dina Meyer, Casper Van Dien, Jane Levy. So they having that Evil Dead reboot thing.
Nice.
Lou Tyler Pucci is his name. Barbara Steele.
Wolf just wanted he just wanted to make sure. He's like, but Barbara Steele is going to be there above everyone else. That's awesome. So he's excited about Barbara Steele, and he's not even going to be
Black Sunday, Shivers, Piranha, Michael Gross from Tremors.
Then there was Angel.
William. Oh, look who it is.
Hello. You guys hear me all right?
Echo. That's what I hear.
Is it my echo or yours?
Now it's better.
Now it's gooder.
Now it's gooder.
Yeah, more gooder. What's up, Angel?
Not much, man. Just got back home.
Wrestling?
I was out in the woods shooting some stuff. Some secret project stuff.
Oh.
But you'll see a little bit more about it in the next couple of weeks.
Deadmead is saying, "Hey, Angel." He's in the chat.
Who is it?
Chris Deadmead.
What up?
He was asking if we're going to be at Dead of Winter. I told him that I'm pretty sure you're going to be there, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna rollerblade there, but yeah, I'll be there.
Get your I was gonna say jorts. Get your jorts on and rollerblade.
Yeah.
Easy to
no one wants to see that.
You.
But you.
I was just we were just talking about Dead of Winter. And just it's going to be awesome. I just shared a picture of Mechanics Hall and how beautiful that place is.
Yeah.
It's gonna be interesting to see a horror convention there for sure.
Yeah, no, it was when I saw the pictures that they posted, I was like, I think I hit you up and I was like, damn, that place is fucking cool.
Yeah, it is. It's been there for like forever. And it's
I didn't know.
They do like weddings there. Nice. You can rent it to do weddings. They have proms there, everything. So Chris is saying that we missed a great sci-fi film fest in Boston. Robert Kurtzman was there.
Oh shit.
Yeah. We miss a
Sci-fi
lot.
fest. Yeah, we do. I think we say we're gonna go to these things and then we're like, hey, when is that?
We're getting to that. Yeah.
Last weekend.
That's exactly what happened with the H.P. Lovecraft one. That's exactly what happened. Garbage to that. We promised that dude we would be there, and we're like, "Hey, when is that? When is? Oh, it was last weekend. Crap."
Yeah. I think I came in and I was like, "Hey, when are we going to that?" And they're like, "Oh, let me check."
Last I want to apologize. I'm going to be on my hands and knees the whole time. Just be like, sorry. I'm so sorry. But yeah, we miss a lot. Getting old sucks.
Yeah, it does. But hey, if we're there this weekend, there's going to be a lot of cool people there, and
there's a lot of. I think there's a lot of vendors that that may not be listed everywhere, because I definitely saw that. What the hell's the name of the book company that Steven Sampson?
Rough House.
Yeah, I saw that they were going to be there, but then I was talking to my friend Mike. He's like, "Oh, they missed the opportunity of having Rough House there." I'm like, "No, they're going to be there."
Yeah.
He's like, he's saying next year is the 50th Boston Sci-Fi. 50. I've missed all of them.
Shit, I'm 41. I haven't seen not one of them.
Right, I'm going to be 50 next year.
Boston.
So, yeah.
All right.
Oh, you're happy to know that Boston is rated the 13th city with the most rats in the country.
Rats?
Yep. The 13th most infested city in the country with rats.
New York being number one?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, they got rats everywhere.
Yeah. They got rats everywhere. But yeah, so we talked about a bunch of stuff. I talked about those movies on Tubi and stuff. But yeah, I can tell you that there's been many times I've been in Boston where I've just literally we're in the middle of the night, we're walking down the street and I've just seen giant huge rats. I thought it was like a cat, it was a rat. Huge. But there was one. I'm glad that Wolfie jumped in the chat on Facebook, because there was a movie that I thought of him when I was going through a list on Bloody Disgusting. So there's a new werewolf movie that's going to be coming out. It's called Blackout, and it's got Barbara Crampton in it, and so on. But I grabbed the trailer for it because one of the things I thought was cool. I don't know if this is going to be the thing, the whole movie, but they found a really cool way around the transitioning. So I think it looks really cool. So I'm going to play the trailer for it, and then we can discuss. So
all right.
It'll be 2 minutes and 22 seconds, but here's the trailer for Blackout. And we'll be.
Is that it, Charlie? You out of here?
No, I just needed a spot for the month. Earl, I'm heading over. I gotta make a couple quick stops, and then I'll be there.
Tell me what's on your mind.
I wanted to ask if you'd take a look at some of these papers I found in my dad's estate about Jack Hammond.
The guy behind the Hilltop Resort project?
He is such a corrupting force in this town. I want to see him behind bars.
If you want to delve deeper, I can show you the way.
No, I'll be gone. Sharon?
What's up?
Sorry I'm late. I'm leaving, for good. I wanted to say goodbye.
Where are you gonna go?
Hey! Are you all right?
Tell me, how did it all come to this?
I heard this noise outside the studio. I woke up in the woods. This big gash on my neck. Then I saw it, this full moon. I was separating from myself. That's when I realized I wasn't me anymore. It's been 3 months since that night, and every full moon since, on the night before and the night after. Total blackout.
What's all the excitement? They found another body up in Broward Woods last night.
Everyone needs to go home. There's something out there on the loose and dangerous.
What'd you see that night?
I saw a monster.
You seem a little wounded. What's really going on with you?
I can't say.
Stuart?
You're really a werewolf.
I'd rather be dead.
Charlie! Charlie! Stay with me, man!
I can't wait to see your face when you realize what's happening.
What you think about that?
Hey, it's got a little.
What do you say, Tony?
I said it looks pretty interesting.
Oh yeah. I like that they did the like artistic thing. I don't know if they're gonna do that, like if they show multiple transitions or anything like that, but I thought that was a cool idea.
I dig that.
Story.
Yeah, and the I like the fact that they did not shy away from showing the werewolf in the trailer. I mean,
that means that there's the story. There's no need for hiding the fact that it's a werewolf and it's in the medium, but you know, I want to see what happens with the old man at the end there when he's like, "You won't be my little Valentine now."
Life is Painting saying, "Oh my God, it looks so good. I love the animation style they added," and I do too. So that's why I'm hoping that is a thing.
Yeah, and it's got I noticed Jeremy Holmes in it. If you recognize him from The Ranger, movie came out a few years ago.
Yes, I was actually I found my Ranger poster.
Yeah, remember that Scaricons?
Yeah, and Sergio, he brought it up before, and I forgot to mention it, but he was bringing up Rings from 2017. Was that like a sequel to Ring?
Yeah.
I hadn't seen it. I haven't seen
I don't even know what that means.
It's
Ring. But I like me a werewolf.
It's American Ring, like sequel. Like you had Ringu and the three Ringus in Japanese. It was like the American sequel.
I know it's called Rings.
It's the third one, yes, Rings.
I haven't seen it. I mean, I really like the Japanese one. The American one is what made me look out the Japanese ones. So, I
like
let's see if I can correct that.
See that?
You son
See that moon right there?
Oh my God. Parking Lot Studios. You changed it?
Yeah, Parking Lot Studios, bro. But I'm excited. That is exciting. I like a good werewolf, and it looks like they had a little bit of the old school
for real,
like the flair of it. Yeah.
Table here.
Well, it said what Larry Fessenden, who did a couple werewolf movies back in the day. So
yeah, his Glass Eye Picks, right? That's what I thought I said. Didn't they do that Vampire Nosferatu with Barbara Crampton movie recently?
Yep. Yeah, it's Dark Sky, and it's getting a theatrical release in New York only on March 15th, but then it's a wider release on digital and VOD on April.
You gotta go fight the rats for a ticket.
Yeah. April 12th. It'll be on VOD. So
that's right around the corners.
Right. It'll go by in no time.
Yeah.
I hope. Yeah, it says Blackout marks the second pairing, Glass Eye Picks. And yeah, so it's Dark Sky Films and Glass Eye Picks and Yellow Veil Pictures.
I think that other movie was called Jacob's Wife or something.
Maybe.
Yeah, that was a vampire one.
Yeah.
But that was put out by Shudder, I think.
Well,
yeah, but I think Larry Fesson, whatever.
Also, you got to think we've heard it just like the movies are already made. Like Skinamarink was already made, but it's listed as a Shudder original.
Shudder original.
But so it's about time to wrap up. We got about 5 minutes. Is there anything you've watched recently, Angel, that you would recommend?
I'm kicking True Detective's ass right now. I think I got like.
Is it really good?
I like it. It's really slow burn though, but when they do lean into the carnage and some of the horror stuff that is on this season, it's pretty fucking good.
Nice. What is this? 3 or 4?
4.
I didn't watch.
I didn't even know 3 was out, bro. When I went on Max, I was like, "There's 4 seasons of this shit."
I heard 3 wasn't good.
Yeah, I know 2, but then I didn't. I thought they had there, but I guess not.
Yeah, no, but it's that, and I've what else? I recommend UFO Cowboys. It's on Roku TV. It's a bullshit UFO like sightings. They go to like debunk these places. It's like ghost hunters, but UFOs, and they are cowboys.
Yeah,
and it's
like, hilarious. I gotta get home and kiss my sister. I'll be right back.
Yeah, no, the old guy in there he always says that they're opening the gates of hell. That's like his catch line every episode, and I love it when he says it. But yeah, True Detective and UFO Cowboys.
All right, that's cool. And for that list of Tubi originals, that the one that was listed as number 1, where the devil roams, I think is what it was called.
Oh yeah, the Addams Family.
Yeah, that was pretty good. That's the only one I watched.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah, that's a whole cool family putting movies together, scaring the shit out of people.
It's good. It's good stuff. But yeah, so if you're in the New England, Massachusetts area, definitely check out Dead of Winter this weekend if you're watching live. And if you're not watching live and you're listening next week, you missed it. How about that?
Unless it's when do you put this out?
Tuesday.
Tuesday. Yeah, you missed it. You missed out.
That's why you should watch live. But yeah, and Angel, we haven't had you on a while, so why don't you give your where people can find you?
At some point, we will be coming back with That Strange Show. So we've just been taking a little bit of a hiatus and putting in the creative juices with some other mediums and aspects. And but yeah, go check out the show, and always check out the Tuesday night show that you guys do. Obviously, I'm on here sometimes. I just jumped in tonight real quick, fast. But yeah, always a blast.
There you go. And Tony, what about yourself?
You can find me on Tony Has 9 Fingers on YouTube, where I do movie reviews, unboxings, anything movie related. Tony Has 9 Fingers on X, which I don't use. Tony Has 9 Fingers on TikTok, which is my medium of choice now. Closing in on that 25,000 followers, almost there. So find me there, where I do lives, movie talk, showing off movies and stuff like that. So Tony Has 9 Fingers on TikTok, Tony's Movies on Instagram, where I show off the movies behind me. And of course, here on the Wicked Horror Show, most Tuesdays, whether we have awesome guests or we just talk and shoot the shit and stuff like that.
Shoot the shit.
Shoot the poop. Myself, just A-Knuckle on Instagram. Like Tony said, that TikTok is his medium of choice. TikTok is my extra large of choice. And then besides doing that Strange Show with Angel and Mandy when that comes back, and doing this show obviously with the very lovely 9 Fingers. I also am part of the Re-Education of Nancy Ann Ritter, which has been a while. We haven't recorded anything. I know she's been very busy. She's got a lot of cons and stuff. But we'll get back on that soon, hopefully. I think I may have scared her off with Dead Alive.
Uh-oh.
I don't know. Maybe.
That's a good one, bro. It's Mantle.
I know, it's Mantle. An abundance of mother love. I mean, how can you get upset with that? Yeah, that's about that. thanks for watching / listening, and thanks for everyone in the chat.
Shout out to the chat.
We'll see Chris Deadmead at Dead of Winter this weekend, and we'll see everyone else next time. Bye. 1 second.